Welcome to ONE&ALL Youth. We're so stoked that you guys are joining the youth team. I'm Joseph, one of the pastors on staff. But let me tell you a little bit about how youth actually works from here. And really the vision of ONE&ALL Youth is to line up with the vision of ONE&ALL Church, to see those far from God come near. So the vision of ONE&ALL Youth is to see youth far from God come near. And we might have different views of how this actually happens when it comes to life change and becoming a fully devoted follower of Christ. I've kind of had different ideas of how that works. And one time I was at home, I was visiting my family, and I was sitting in the car. We were going to Target of all places to make some returns or do some shopping, and my feet were on the dashboard. I'm just relaxing. And I look at Target and I have this epiphany. And I sit up, my feet come off the dashboard. I look at Target, I look at my mom, I look at Target, I look back at my mom and I say, Mom, have you ever realized, have you ever recognized, have you ever come to the knowledge the Target symbol, logo, brand is itself a Target? And I thought I said something profound. I thought she was gonna be impressed with me. So I'm looking at my mom and she looks at me like she's concerned. She's like, yes, honey, everyone realizes that. The sad news is some of you maybe just realized that for the first time. I'm just kidding. No one's ever realized that for the first time. Everyone always knows that. But a lot like becoming a follower of Christ, I realized something new. And all the time, I've always constantly realized something new when it comes to being a disciple, a follower, someone who loves God and loves other people. In Matthew 28, verses 18 through 20, it says, And Jesus came and said to them, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I've commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. We are all about making disciples. This happens in relationships and next steps. Caring for who you are, what you're going through, your struggles and pains in life, and helping you realize and recognize and take your next steps in your faith. It is in the beautiful combination of these two things that life change happens. So in this video, I want to walk through what the vision of ONE&ALL Youth is and how it really just aligns with the vision of ONE&ALL Church. And we've got some values in ONE&ALL Youth that actually play off of ONE&ALL Youth. The first one is open and alive. Byron's going to be talking about that next week and how we want you to know God and begin to form habits in your life because we want you to be a follower of Christ 10 years from now, 30 years from now, not just right now. We actually care about you more in the future than we do right now. We want you to be able to own your faith because you aren't the future of the church, you're the church now. We also have original and authentic, and Rory will be talking about finding community, about growing together. How we always say, if you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone. And then the last week is talking about over and above, how we want to make a difference and serve. And usually when you're serving, you actually begin to own your faith a lot more. And everything we do revolves around and is focused on this system. It's like a big funnel. Yes, we want you to come to One Night. We want you to invite your one life, that person who's far from God that you're praying for and investing in. But then we want to take next steps and get involved in community. And then outside of community, begin to form your own relationship with God and make it your own and move from a passive follower to an active leader in your faith. So when you leave youth in a few years, who do you want to be? What would you want to have happened in your life and the lives of those around you? What would your legacy be? The truth is we are spiritual contributors, not spiritual consumers. What do I mean? It means that when you step into something, especially in youth, do you take away value and make things worse, or do you add value and make things better? The church does not exist for us, but we exist for the church, and the church exists for the world. And I believe the world will be different and better because we choose to serve Jesus each and every day. God's mission will grow because we obey him, and this practically looks like us as people coming. They come and they criticize and they tear down, but we want to be people who step in and add value. So who do you want to be? Because the truth is you will get out of youth what you put into it. If you decide you want to be honest in groups, then others will see that and they will be honest. If you invite your friends, others will see that and they will invite their friends. You can then be someone whose choices are chances to impact not just your life, but the lives of those around you. So what is the key to making all of this happen? You are. You're the key. You're the glue. You're the one who makes this a better place, a place that is centered on Jesus. You're the one who helps other people know they matter, they have value, that you actually want to do this journey of life together with them. You have so much more impact and influence than you will ever realize. The question is, how are you going to use it? And the culture of O&A Youth is all about relationships and next steps. We want you to know this. We want this to be ingrained in you, so when you leave youth, you can truly and personally say, Jesus Christ is centered in my life. I exist to serve and glorify Him. We want that to be what your heart is all about. It's about caring for who you are and helping you look more and more like Jesus. It brings your emotional health and your spiritual growth together. Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We are so concerned with monitoring and modifying behavior, we actually want to go after the heart. We want you to be able to open up about what is really happening in here, in your lives. We want to meet you in that place. We want to laugh with you, cry with you, do life with you. And it's not always going to be easy, but neither is growing up feeling like someone doesn't believe in you, isn't supporting you. The truth is, your leaders, they care about you. They're here for you. I hope over time you learn to know that they actually love you, to trust them, and they show up for you. But there we have it. That's the culture of O&A Youth. It's about loving you as students deeply, having a relationship with you, and helping you look more and more like Jesus. This is where life change happens. This is where heart renovation takes place. You matter. You have value. We want to encourage you in your spiritual journey. So what are your next steps? It might look different for each and every one of you. Some of you might need to get baptized. Some of you might need to find a place to serve. Some of you might need to lead out in the group you are currently in. But the truth is, we're so excited for you to be in ONE&ALL Youth. And we're excited to see how you become more and more the person God is calling you to be. You have impact and you have influence. So how are you going to use it?